Those two. Hello and welcome to the Delta F1 podcast. We want to welcome you today and this weekend. We are in Italy at Imola at the
Emilia.
Emilia at the Formula One MSC Cruises Grand Premio del Made in Italy
Premio.
del Emilia Romagna
Del Emilia.
del
Is,
del Emilia Romagna.
is the G
Ah,
silent?
is that right? I don't know. I said
Formula One
Magna.
MSC Cruises Grand Premio del Made in Italy at Del Emilia Romagna 2024. At least 2024 in Formula One we can say.
Romana? That's how you say it?
I swear that I would imagine the G is silent
I don't
because it
know
doesn't
what
sound
the
right.
G is.
Romagna.
What does this
Dude,
name
but
even mean? So
you know what's
MSC
my favorite
Cruises.
thing? Guess
What?
what my favorite word is on this title, race title. I love how Del and
Made
Emilia
in
like
Italy.
flow together. No, Del Emilia. I don't know. I just feel like
Del,
that flows. That
Dell'Emilia
flows.
Romana.
No, just
Dell'Emilia
Del Emilia.
Romana.
You know,
Del,
what's it called?
who's
Also
Dell'Emilia?
known as Imola.
Imola. Yes, Imola. Um,
You know, back in the I don't know remember what years, but back in the day they used to host this track. We used to host the San Marino Grand Prix, and
okay.
San Marino is like a whole different landlocked country in Italy,
Ah,
and it's like an hour away.
like Rome.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if it's a city or no. I think it's a city. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyways, it's landlocked. I don't know. I don't remember what I read. But anyways, it's like an hour away. So I don't know why they
Hmm.
would call it the San Marino Grand Prix when it's like an hour away.
Right.
But anyways, I think they've changed the names quite a bit of times.
Yeah. Well, obviously, a lot of people paid to have their name in this name, and it's now the longest name I've ever seen for a Formula One race. So, but regardless of the name, I think this is probably one of my favorite tracks in Formula One. I love Imola.
Your
It's actually one of my
favorites?
favorite tracks in racing in general. Yeah. Well, it's awesome to watch because you get to see the speed of the cars. It's kind of like Maggots and Beckett's and stuff like that at
Mm-hmm.
you know Silverstone. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just fun to watch with all the elevation changes and like the quick direction changes, and it's a it's a very cool track, and I love driving it personally, like in the Formula One game and in other racing sims
Yeah,
alike.
you were just there last weekend, no?
Hmm.
Virtually
Yeah, virtually.
racing
So,
in your Miata.
oh no, that was a different track.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
but
Wow.
yeah, Alan got to witness me play iRacing, and I tried to put on a show for him, and I think I got disqualified if I remember correctly. So,
You're trying too hard. You got
yikes! Yeah, I was overdriving a little bit. We were overdriving a bit, but I was trying to show up for the boy. But
at
anyways,
this time recording. Both FP1 and FP2 have concluded, so we have a
yes,
little bit of understanding of how the cars are already reacting to the street. Obviously, it's 1 year reserved from the drought that they had last year, right?
the flood,
Oh, the
opposite of a
flood.
drought.
I don't know. Jeez, it's Friday evening, crazy, but
Yeah,
crazy rain, huh?
yeah,
So that means
yeah.
kind of glad it happened because probably Max would have had another tally to the race last year, but
Mm-hmm.
um, so far Max and Red Bull are kind of struggling a little bit.
They are. Yeah. So if you look at
Max is pissed more
FP2,
than
yeah,
usual.
Verstappen seventh place, just a little over half a second off of Leclerc, and then man, where's his homie?
Oh, don't even bring him up, bro.
Where's Perez? Oh,
Don't
eighth.
even
Okay,
bring him
he's
up.
eighth, just a tenth behind Verstappen.
What are you gonna say if Checo finishes above Max and nothing happens to Max? Like no puncture, no nothing. Has that? I mean, have we seen that happen?
Yeah, Yeah, some street circuits, remember? Like, Monaco, like
But
I think
like,
Baku,
okay,
like
outside what I guess let me reframe the question. Have we seen that happen outside of a street circuit? Not.
probably I just can't
I mean, I would
recall.
assume so, but I'm not that we can remember easily.
Yeah, not that I can easily remember because he won he won two races last year. That was Jeddah and what was the other race? Do you remember? Jeddah and something.
No.
I don't know. I can't remember. But I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but I think they'll be close. It's a more traditional circuit. It'll lend itself, I think, to Max Verstappen's driving style over Perez's. But I think it just
Well,
depends on where the car's at. If the car is like not as pointy as Max likes it, maybe Checo's a little more comfortable and he's able to extract a little bit more pace. But we've even seen it just in races where Perez has been ahead. Sometimes Max he'll just keep playing with the car until he finds time, until he finds a bit more pace. So this could be one of those moments where he'll be sitting back and it's just on the verge of a breakthrough.
McLaren wins back to back.
That would be incredible.
If that
That would
happens, I
be
want
crazy.
Oscar to win.
Yeah, just both McLaren boys get a win back to back.
First, I don't know why I did that. First, first win for Oscar, second season.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be crazy, huh?
Mm-hmm. That'd be insane.
Anyways, obviously, we all know a lot of teams are bringing upgrades to this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, so
Tremendous
McLaren brought
upgrades.
their upgrades last weekend.
Miami, yeah,
And yeah.
well,
And
last
so
race.
right, so that made it. Oh, not last weekend, but the last race. Yeah, so that made it kind of interesting. They got to run through, and they're clearly working. I mean, Lando Norris looked quite quick, and then now Ferrari brought seemingly a pretty big upgrade package. I mean, changes to the rear wing, changes to the engine cover, changes to
Side
the
pods.
side pods. It looks like probably changes to the floor, changes to the front wing, and it looks like they're working out. I mean, it looks like
It's
Leclerc's
paying off.
been on a run, and now they're gonna have
What
three
about
full hours of
Yuki?
testing. Oh my god! And Yuki Tsunoda, yeah. I mean, I saw him when I was watching FP2 this morning. I saw him like put a actually go to the top of the timing tables in the beginning, and I was like, oh shit, okay, that's pretty
Hopefully, he
crazy.
doesn't pull a. Hopefully, he doesn't pull a Ricardo where he's like top
Mm,
of the charts in practice and
yeah.
qualifying or sprint qualifying last weekend, and then
Mm-hmm.
he starts 20th for the race.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
man.
hopefully he doesn't. I don't think he will. I mean, it looks like some real pace. I mean, no matter what tire they were on, he seemed pretty close to the top six. So that would be pretty incredible to see him to qualify quite well. We'd have to see what it looks like in the race.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So tomorrow,
tomorrow
qualifying, dude.
quali.
I like. We've had two back. Have we had back to back sprint qualifyings, right? Because we had one in China and Miami.
Yeah, we had one in China, one in
So
Miami.
not really normal weekend the last two races, but
Mm-hmm.
back to our normal, regularly scheduled weekend. So I'm excited to see
Right.
that, to see really obviously one lap pace. What's your given what you've seen so far on a Friday with both FP1 and FP2, leading to FP3 and qualifying tomorrow? What do you think will happen
So
come
first off,
Saturday?
I think with a little bit of time for Red Bull to, they're going to be working hard tonight. So I don't think they're going to be a seventh place qualifying team.
I
However,
agree.
half a second behind is, it can be a big gap in practice. Yes, isn't fully representative of the race. It's hard to know fuel loads and everything else. But Max didn't seem happy. I mean, a lot of the times, if we've seen him
No.
behind in practice sessions, he still seems relaxed, and he seemed kind of more tense this weekend. Um, so it may be difficult. And Leclerc, man, he's been talking. He's been talking on track and off track. I mean, he said that the only acceptable result for a home Grand Prix is to be top of the table every session, and that includes qualifying in the race.
Good.
So my prediction is Leclerc for pole,
Give me your podium.
podium for the race.
Top three. No, sorry, top three for your
Oh,
starters for the
for
race.
quali, I
Yeah.
think I think that we see Leclerc pole, um, and the McLaren looks quick, and I know Piastri has been looking quick, but um, I think
Lando
Lando Norris
pulls
might
it
come
off.
into it. Yeah, I think Lando Norris might be able to pull off a second possibly in qualifying, and then I think Verstappen and Red Bull does get on top of the car, and they're able to manage to put their car on the second row.
So I have similar grid starting for me.
Mm-hmm.
I do get Charles going first. I have Max second. I just don't think he, at the bare minimum, he doesn't not finish top three or start
Yeah,
top three in the race. But I think for just a Tifosi and then just a weekend Grand Prix in Italy, I have Carlos Sainz. I think
very cool.
Ferrari's
Yeah,
upgrades come. I mean, I know he's right now currently in sixth fastest with behind the Mercedes, but Mercedes is always practice versus qualifying is dramatically different. So I don't really trust Lewis and George being fairly fast right now. Hope I'm wrong, but I got Charles, Max, Carlos for the
yeah.
top three starting grid come Sunday.
And I mean, the good news is for us as fans, though, I think when it comes to qualifying, is even just looking at these practice times, the top 10 are separated by a second. So it can go
I
either
think
way.
it's. I think regardless of what happens, it's going to be a very kind of fun qualifying to watch tomorrow. So we
Yeah.
definitely should tune in for sure.
Yeah. No, most definitely. Everyone should be tuning into that. I think that's going to be very exciting. But bear in mind, qualifying, the points are scored on Sunday. So where do you
Right.
think after 50 some odd laps around Imola, the grid ends up?
So how many laps is it on race on Sunday? 62.
62 laps.
Okay. I don't see Max not winning again. So I have
Hmm.
Max winning. He may not
Okay.
finish pole tomorrow, but within the next obviously day or so,
Yeah.
you know how he gets. I just never count him out, just based off how he drives and his
Hmm.
determination and just how the team works. And then just Ferrari can always do Ferrari things, whether it's strategy or pit or anything like that. Although they've looked great this year, so
Yeah. I was gonna
there's been
say
no
this
really
year
no
we haven't
fault for
seen
them.
many Ferrari things.
Yeah, but I'm like if it were yes, um, if it were to happen for Ferrari, I don't want to kind of be superstitious, but I feel like it'll happen in Italy. So
Yeah.
um, hopefully I'm wrong, but I have Max winning, finishing first. I have Charles finishing second. I think Charles leads the majority of the race because I do think he's going
Hmm.
to finish on pole tomorrow. But I think either tire degradation or just pit strategy, or like I said, just mistakes. Max ends up catching him or whatnot towards the end of the race. So I think the majority of the laps are led by Charles, but Max ultimately ends up getting the win. So I think um, Charles finishes second, and for third, my prediction, I think I have. I want to go on a limb and say George Russell. I don't know. I want to see a
Mm.
Mercedes up
What
there.
happens to Carlos Sainz?
Um, Tire degradation, I think, just gets them. I mean, like I said, they've brought a lot of upgrades, but they've struggled Ferrari with that, for the last couple of years. And is there any rain that we saw? It's
I don't believe so. It
We
looks
didn't
like it'll be a
check.
clean weekend.
Okay, well, because I mean, imagine it rains, I'll bring up a lot of implications on it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I got Max, Charles, and George Russell.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm doubling down, dude. For my podium predictions, I'm doubling down. I think.
I hope you're right,
Yeah. I think Leclerc will win.
Charles.
Yeah. And then I
That'd be
think Max
crazy.
finishes second. And then
Okay,
what?
keep going.
Oh, and then I think we see maybe I don't know. I think maybe it stays stagnant. Maybe Norris gets third. You know?
I can see that. I want to ask
Yeah.
you. Obviously, Lando winning his first race last season, right? Or last weekend, last race in Miami.
Yeah.
Which, if Charles wins, which I would love
Hmm.
to see this weekend, I'm at home in Italy. Do you think you'll be more emotional or more happy for Lando or more happy for Charles? Like I said, let's say he does win. Comparing twos, you know what I mean? Lando winning his first race and then Charles after everything that he's been through, kind of being doubted a little bit, kind of having a poor start to the beginning of the season regarding his qualifying performances. He
Yeah.
hasn't won in a while. Winning
Few
at home
years.
for Ferrari,
Hmm.
like I mean, I think it's closer than I would have imagined if he does win.
Yeah.
What do you think?
More emotional, but will be more emotional.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we were all happy for Lando. I think it was emotional to
I
see, or
think.
kind of like moving, because how everyone across the board, like top to bottom, everyone was so happy. Other drivers, other pit crews, other team principals, everyone across the board was happy for him.
Yeah.
But I feel like Charles might get the same thing too, though, if he wins. Because I mean, Charles is not a hated guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but
Like you
Charles
don't
has
hear
won.
anyone.
I mean, Charles is a race winner. It
I
was
know, but I'm
Lando's
just saying, like he
first
hasn't won in a
race
while.
win, but I think it'll still be emotional because you're in front of the Tifosi. You're in Italy. It's a home race.
That's what I'm saying.
Um,
When's the
so
last
I
time
think,
Ferrari won in front of the Tifosi? Has it been a little bit?
uh, yeah, since 2018, 2019. It was in the old
So it's
regulations.
been like 5+ years.
Hmm. Yeah, it was
There
in
you
the
go.
old regulations. So
There you go. So
yeah,
you
I
got
mean,
Charles, you got Max, and then you got the Lando top three.
hmm,
That's fair. I mean, I wouldn't hate to see that. I would
right.
love to see that too. Next prediction is fastest lap, bro.
Fastest lap.
Who's your
Again, with the
prediction?
fastest lap, I think it'll come down to somebody in the top 10, but not in the top three. I think the fastest lap I could see going to maybe like Fernando Alonso or something like that. The Aston Martin hasn't looked amazing um, recently. I mean, the cars are super close, but the Aston Martin hasn't looked like the Aston Martin did last year. So I think it's going to be one of those things where maybe there's a gap. Maybe they come in for a late pit stop and go for that extra championship point because they haven't had the most straightforward season as of late.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could see that happening. For me, my fastest lap, I have Lando
Interesting.
with
I think it
McLaren.
just
I
depends.
don't
I
know.
think I think it just depends on what gaps look like usually, because it's just tough.
Hmm.
Like, because if you're fighting for the win or like a podium, you're not going to just want to like pit in just to try to get like a fastest lap point. You're going to be managing the race and whatnot. But yeah, we could see. I could see either like maybe an Aston Martin or a Mercedes. Mercedes would be my second
Yeah.
guess.
Next, team battles, bro. What's your team battles prediction? What do you think is going to be
Well,
closest battles on the track?
probably not going to be the V carbs. Probably not going to be the Aston Martins.
No.
I think the closest battle is going to come down to um, there's three teams that come in mind, and I'm going to go in order of finishing position guesses, kind of,
Hmm.
right? So I think McLaren, I think Piastri and Norris could be pretty close to each other this weekend.
Hmm.
I think the Mercedes, I think Hamilton and Russell could be very close to each other. And then, as always, they always end up fighting. It's You can probably guess it, Alpine. They'll probably end up being close to each other, and yeah, they'll probably end up being close to each other,
Fighting for 10th or something. Or not even
fighting for
that, probably for
13.
like 12th and 13 or
Yeah,
something. Because right now, P16 or P15 is Gasly, and P15 is Gasly, P14 is Ocon. So I mean, they're already
Hmm.
close as of right now.
Yeah.
I think for me, the closest battles, one of the teams that you mentioned is Mercedes. I think obviously
Yes.
one of the teams that brought up upgrades, and I think if I'm not mistaken, pretty good upgrades was Mercedes.
Hmm.
And so far, it's looking on the positive side. So
Yeah.
I hope it translates to the qualifying session and race pace on Sunday. Um, but I think it's going to be close. I don't. I would like to see them battle for like top five positions, but it's so tight up there. You know what I mean? It's just kind of you have to really make a difference or really have a good strategy. I don't know if that's possible just based on their recent performances. But with that being said, I think George and Lewis will have a really close battle on this track, and it's going to be pretty fun
Yeah.
to see what happens.
Right. Yeah. It's a fun track. Great track. So now, what is the next predictions we're jumping into?
Crazy predictions or kind of like
Crazy
surprise
predictions.
performances.
Surprise
For me,
performances.
I don't know if it's really so. I mean, if we would have recorded this episode before the practice sessions had started, I think it would have been more surprise. But just based on how Yuki's performing, dude,
Yeah. I think points.
I can see him. I can see him points for sure, and
Good points.
it's good points. Like maybe not just top 10, but maybe top
Yeah.
8. Based on
Right.
how he's doing so far.
Yeah. No,
So
he's been good at this
I think
track before. So I think he
yeah.
finished what, seventh like 2 years ago.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean he's looking good. He's in good form. So yeah, I think that is very realistic. I would second that.
All right. So we have the same thing. Driver of the
Hmm.
day, bro. I think that's one of the most up in the air always, unless it's like a dominant race or something like that. Aside from Max, does Max
Hmm.
usually win driver of the day? No, huh?
No,
I mean, he's not
hardly
really. I mean,
ever.
he's popular, but he's not like liked a lot. I think I saw a video of
Well, he's
people like
popular, but I feel
what,
like it's like expected, you know?
not like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Saw a
Yeah.
video of people interviewing fans at the Miami Grand Prix, and they were like asking him, who's the worst driver?" So many people said Max. Like worse as like in them not liking them, and I'm like,
Oh,
I
least
could see
favorite.
that because he's just least favorite. Yeah, least favorite. That's the word. Just because he wins so much, it's kind of consistently. I mean, it's just kind of similar. Like if we're talking about other sports, like right now, currently the Chiefs are and the NFL are dominating. Nobody
Hmm.
really wants to see him continue to win, so they're not really liked. You know what I mean? It's just comes with dominance, comes with
Yeah, it
success.
comes
You're
with
always gonna have
winning.
haters.
Yeah, Vettel went
But
through
for
the
me,
period of
driver the
hatred. Schumacher, Hamilton, they all do.
that's true. Good points. Driver of the day for me is Charles. I
Okay.
think he has a very good weekend. I think he wins it, even if he doesn't have a winning race. As long as he finishes top three, I think he's good. But for me, I would have loved to see that kind of half win, I guess, if it
Hmm.
really means anything. But I have Charles winning it.
Yeah, I that's yeah. I'm tripling down Charles Leclerc for driver of the day for me too.
Dude, but you're feeling Charles this weekend. You should put money on him.
What are the odds right now? What are the what are
Oh, let me
the
look it up. Let me look.
what are the
I'm
Vegas?
gonna go on I'm going DK. So DraftKings. Let's see. Let's see. I bet you Max is still
What are we
first.
looking at?
Max is minus 125. Dude, Lando and Charles are tied for second place, plus 425. Meaning if you put $100, pays out 525. So you'll win about over 100, over $400.
Wow,
Are you feeling it?
we'll see. I am feeling it. I'm feeling Leclerc this weekend. I'm definitely feeling Leclerc this weekend.
Let's go halvesies, bro. You put 50, I put 50.
Mm-hmm. I'm in.
Ah, bro. I guess we'll see after tomorrow. If the odds will change regardless, though. I mean, maybe Max will still be favored, but maybe not by that much.
Right. Yeah. No, like you said though, you can't count them out. So obviously, I think Vegas knows what they're talking about a lot of the times, but it can flip so
It's always up
quick.
in
I
the
mean, we
air.
saw it in Miami. So
Yeah. Yep.
I think if you would have bet on Lando before the race,
Oh, you would have made a good amount of money
you would have made a great amount of money. So
for sure.
for sure.
But yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What happened?
I do not know what happened. All right, there you go.
All right. But yeah, I mean that is the freaking that's race predictions for the
Bro, I cannot hear
MSC
you.
Cruises Grand Primero del Made in Italy del
What
Emilia
is? You should
Romagna.
hear my headphones, bro.
You can hear your
What?
headphones?
What is going on? All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Thanks for tuning in.